because she was, baby, you in my personal space. Type of video, your girl is back again with another story time. If you know my channel, hey girl, hey. And if you're a returning subscriber, I don't even have to say anything because you know what's up, I know what's up, we know what's up, and that's on what, that's on period. And Mary had a little lamb. As y'all can see by the title of the video, today's story time is going to be about the time I almost got arrested over seafood, y'all. And I just got reminded of this story time because y'all know how you do Google reviews, and sometimes Google will be like 1,000 or 2,000 or how many ever people seen your review. They just sent that to my Gmail. So I'm like, I remember this review from 5 years ago when I almost went to jail over seafood. So we're gonna talk about it. Before we get into this video, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram because I'll be forgetting to tell y'all to follow me on there. I'm actually more active on Instagram than I am over here, so make sure y'all follow me over there. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the story time. So y'all already know, in order for any of my story times to make sense, I have to give y'all a little backstory. So y'all, this happened back in 2019, so about 5 years ago, and I was dating this guy. We're gonna go ahead and call him let's call him Stink Stink, y'all. I don't know why that name is resonating with him. He wasn't Stink, but we just gonna call him Stink Stink. So y'all, me and Stink Stink was dating. We were in a long distance relationship at this time, and we bonded over seafood. Like, our second date was at this seafood spot in Orlando that was called Occasion, and y'all, I fell in love with this place. Like, y'all know how couples will have sex and cuddle? Y'all, we would buy seafood and moan. Like, we would just be like, like, we would literally buy seafood and moan for like, I don't know, y'all, until we got to eat the seafood. Like, that was just our thing. We literally bonded over seafood. And anybody that knows me knows I love seafood. Like, if y'all ask me my love language, I'm gonna say seafood. Not words of affirmation, not physical touch, not acts of, no. The act of service is buying me seafood. Like, that's my love language, y'all. Like, I love seafood. And this man would spend a bag on me when it came to seafood, y'all. Stink would spend like $400 a month when it came to seafood with me, because y'all know seafood is not the cheapest. We would get the seafood boil. I'm gonna post a picture of some of my like how I like my seafood, because I don't just get just a little crab and a shrimp and a sauce. No, y'all, I have to have a pound of crab, a pound of shrimp, eggs, corn. I also get oysters in my seafood boil. I also get sausage. I get a little bit of everything. So my seafood boil alone is about $40 to $50, or at this time, that's how much I would spend on seafood. Like, me and this man would order seafood. We would literally order seafood like 5-6 times a month, and we would spend about $400 on seafood. So at this time, I was staying in Tallahassee, he was staying in Orlando, and this just happened to happen on Valentine's Day, y'all. I remember, I don't even know why he was playing with me, but we got into an argument about something on Valentine's Day, and this was gonna be our very first Valentine's Day, and he told me that he wasn't coming. Like, he was on his way to come see me for Valentine's Day, and don't judge me, y'all. We was going to go get seafood for Valentine's. Like, that's where I wanted my Valentine's dinner at. When y'all be arguing, saying like the Cheesecake Factory is like a ghetto place to get your first date, I'd be real quiet because I like seafood. Like, if somebody take me on a first date to go get seafood, I wouldn't even be mad at it, y'all. Like, I don't care about how much it costs. Like, I like what I like. So for our first Valentine's Day, we were going to this seafood spot, and we got into a little argument or whatever, and he basically told me, like, for Valentine's Day, I'm not coming to see you. Like, we're not going to get seafood. Like, it's done or whatever. So I remember yo, I remember that day being in my apartment, literally bawling my eyes out, because I was just like, you really gonna do this to me? Like, seafood taste was like sitting on my taste buds, and you gonna cancel our Valentine's Day because of this? So I just remember crying for like an hour because we got into this argument, and I remember literally like 30 minutes before he pulled up to my house, because he told me he wasn't coming. Like, he acted like he was mad about our argument to the point where he wasn't gonna come see me for Valentine's Day. So I remember like 30 minutes before that, he thinking I'm just about to be in my apartment crying. I'm putting myself together because I'm finna go look good to eat Mr. Crab. Like, I'm finna look good or whatever. So I'm putting myself together. I guess my roommate, I had a roommate at the time, y'all. He knocked on the front door of my apartment. I go downstairs and it's him, and he hugs me. He was just like, "Nah, you know I was playing. You know I wouldn't do you like that." And I'm acting all tough while, getting eye boogers out my eye, y'all. And I'm just like, "Boy, I don't care because I was going out regardless. Like if you was coming or if you wasn't coming, I was going out. We wasn't about to cry in our room on Valentine's Day because you know we want to go get our seafood and calling it a night." So he comes or whatever, and I'm no longer ready now when he got there simply because I was thinking that he wasn't coming anymore, y'all. And I told y'all I had a moment. So I told him, instead of us going out for Valentine's Day to go eat at this seafood spot, how about you just pick the food up and then bring it back to the house, because now that you here, it's mad late. Like I don't even really want to go no more. Like I really just want my seafood or whatever. Like we can exchange gifts and eat seafood. Like I told you, y'all, that's how we bonded. We literally, baby, we bonded over seafood. So he's like, all right, bet. He goes to get the seafood. At this time, our normal seafood spot would be a spot called Crafty Crab, but we were gonna try this new spot, and I'm gonna find the screenshot and I'm gonna put the name of the place in here. This place is permanently closed, y'all, due to bad customer service. Like, and it's crazy because at that time, I don't even want to skip too much in the story. I'm gonna hold it. So the spot was called Wild Cajun Crawfish and Oyster Bar. I know y'all see where it says it's permanently closed at because the customer service was booty. But I digress. So I'm in my room or whatever. I'm taking my makeup off. I'm taking a shower or whatever. And Stink Bruh, he's gone. And at the time, I lived in College Club, and the seafood spot was on, like, I think on North Monroe, which was approximately like maybe like 20 minutes from my house, y'all. So I'm thinking he's not gonna take no longer than maybe like an hour to get the food. And he also called the food in on the way there or whatever. Like we had already picked what we wanted to get. So I done took my shower, y'all. I done got undressed. I done watched some YouTube videos. I done finished the show. And I'm just like, damn, like, where is Stink Breath at with my boy? Like, what's going on? So I call him and I'm like, babe, like, what's going on? And he's just like, oh, it's Valentine's Day. It's mad busy right now. It's super busy. So I'm like, all right, cool. I end up falling asleep, y'all, because it's probably like 11 o'clock at this time. I fall asleep. I wake up, and I wake up to St. Breath bringing me the seafood. So, y'all, like I said, I'm a seafood fanatic. This is my first time trying this place, but at the time, people would tell me that this spot was good, and anytime I would pass by this spot, because my homegirl lived on that side of town, it would be literally people out the door. I never went online to read any reviews or anything. I just be guessing off the place. Like if I ride past the place and it's busting and it's thick, I'ma assume your food good because everybody and their mama wanted. So I always just assume that the food was good. So he comes or whatever, and I'm real excited, y'all. I open my boil up, and I ain't gonna hold you. The red flag was, you can smell seafood a mile away. So when I opened, like before I opened the bag, this, like my senses, they weren't going off, y'all. Like I wasn't getting ecstatic like I usually get over seafood. So I open the bag or whatever. The first thing I noticed is the sauce. The sauce is real watery. Like the sauce is giving toilet water. It's not giving what it's supposed to give. So I was like, all right, let me go ahead and taste it. And mind you, my man just drove 4 hours to come see me for Valentine's Day. So he getting undressed. He's literally about to hop in the shower. And I started screaming to the top of my lungs, y'all, because I could not believe how distasteful this seafood boil tastes. So I pick it up. I literally like dip an egg in there, y'all, and I couldn't even really bite it. That's how terrible the sauce was. So I like, something is off. I'm like, oh no, babe. So I'm screaming. I'm like, stink. You gonna have to take this back, and they gonna have to redo this because something is wrong. Like, I don't know what it was, y'all, but it tastes like the seafood was spoiled, the shrimp was overcooked, the crab leg was hollow, like it was something was off about it. So he was just like, dang, is it really that bad or whatever? Like, I just spent over an hour getting this food for us. Like, is it really that bad? He tasted the seafood and he was like, yeah, babe, something is off. Like, this is the worst seafood boil I have ever tasted. Like, you not tripping, something is off. I'm like, yeah, I'm not ODing. Like, this is not right and I'm not accepting this. And he also told me it was like $90 for the food. We did have like chicken wings on the side. Even he tasted his chicken wings. The chicken wings were not, they weren't doing it. Like, I don't know what type of chicken that was, what farm they was on, but y'all just throw the whole bag away. So I put my clothes on. He put his clothes on. Mind you, I'm looking a mess because I'm thinking like, all right, I'm about to have a chill little Valentine's in the house with my man. I wasn't expecting to be about to get arrested, y'all. So I don't get really dressy. I literally put on an oversized hoodie. I have a bonnet on and I have my house shoes on. Hop in the car with him. We pull up to the spot. Like I said, it's thick. Everybody and their mama is there. I'm like, I'm gonna stay in the car. Just ask them if they can remake it, and then that be that or whatever. So he gets out. I'm in the car on my phone or whatever. 20 minutes pass by. I'm like, dang, like they didn't put the order in yet. So I was like, let me call him. So I'm like, babe, what's going on? And he's just like, nothing is going on. And like, it's so many people in here waiting around, and they said they've been waiting for over an hour and nobody has addressed them. No one has came to check on them. It's literally just servers walking around, but no one came to the counter. Like, there's no host up there. There's no one asking them like what they need or whatever. So I'm like, all right, maybe they just busy. Maybe it's a holiday. You know, y'all know how it be. It's a holiday, just off tonight or whatever. So I'm like, let me wait it out or whatever. So I'm waiting. Fast forward, 40 minutes pass by. So I call again. And I'm like, what's going on? He was like, I'm walking to you. I'm about to get back in the car because they still haven't done anything. And I'm like, what you mean they still haven't done anything? At this point, I don't even want the food because why is it taking so long for them to even address you? Like, that's terrible customer service. He was like, he went to the counter and asked for someone. They said, hold on. And that same person walked past them. Like, the lady just disregarded him. So I don't know about y'all, but somebody could be rude and disrespectful to me and it's going to tick me off. But if you rude and you disrespectful to my man or somebody that I love, it ticks me off 10 times more. Like, I don't know, y'all. I had just got really, really mad. And I'm like, no, you don't even have to worry about it. And I know I was mad at the time. The fact of me on Valentine's Day to get out the car in a bonnet, I was in a bonnet, y'all, in a hoodie. I looked thrown away and I was okay with going to this restaurant. That's how I know I was teed off. Like, they had really pissed me off how they was treating him. And I'm the type of person also, which I want to know y'all opinions on this, because I know some people be like, oh, I would never do that. It just looks tacky. But baby, ain't nothing tacky about me, but I do this. If I go to a restaurant and I pay top dollar for food, I will send my food back. I don't have a problem with sending my food back. If my man says that he ordered a triple cheeseburger and you gave him a single cheeseburger or a double cheeseburger, I'm asking for it to be made right. Like, that's just me. I know people be like to say, oh, that's ghetto, that's ghetto. I got a toe, but I'm far from ghetto. So pipe down. But y'all can let me know how y'all feel about sending food back. But I also want to mention that my man, well, let me not say my man, let me say Stank, my former boyfriend. He's the passive type. Like, somebody can mess over his food and he'll just be like, oh, it's okay, they forgot the onions, although I paid $3.99 extra for it. They forgot the bacon, although I paid $8 extra for it. I'm just going, not on my watch. If I'm there and you messed up my man's food, it's gonna get rectified. So keep that in mind. Me knowing that he's a passive person, I'm thinking like, all right, maybe like, I don't know, y'all. I was kind of just thinking maybe he wasn't being assertive enough. Like, I didn't want him to be rude, but I thought maybe he wasn't really being assertive or making it a point that, hey, like, we want our food and we just ready to go. We just want y'all to make us a new batch because the food wasn't right. So I go in there, and when I go in there, y'all, there is literally a crowd, maybe like 10 people in line in front of us. And honestly, they're not even in line, y'all. They kind of just randomly like scattered in front of the counter or whatever. And you can tell they angry. Like, this is how they look. Like, they all got arms folded, mugs on the face. They look like they just got out of jail. Like, they pissed off. So I come in there, and my man, he's with me now. And I'm like, who did you speak to? And he was like, her. She told me, hold on. And I'm like, baby, you told me she told you, hold on? over an hour ago, y'all. I looked back at my call log and it had been an hour that had already passed and he hadn't even speak to anyone, y'all. So I go to the counter and I'm like, I have my receipt, y'all. So I go to the counter and I'm like, hey, is there any way I can just get this remade really quick? Like, I don't mind waiting on it, but I just need this remade. I don't know what's wrong with the food, but something is just off. We're gonna go ahead and call the hostess at this time. Let's call her Tried It, y'all, because she tried it that day. So Tried It looks at me and she's just like, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? I said, for one, the shrimp is just overcooked. The crab is hollow. Do y'all have anything thicker back there? Like, do y'all have a healthier crab? Like, something is just off. The sauce is real watery. Like, I've seen pictures on y'all Instagram and it's giving thick, but this right here is giving pea. Like, something is just off about it or whatever. So she looks at the bag or whatever, she takes it and then she walks away. So I'm like, okay, like that's a bit rude. And I don't say nothing else, y'all. I'm just like, okay, takes the food or whatever. Don't say anything to me. She comes back. Oh, another man comes out there. And I'm like, hey, I don't know what She Tried It got going on, but I'm literally just coming to get my food exchanged because it does not taste right. And he was just like, what was your order? And I was like, well, I don't know. She took my bag with the receipt that was like stuck to it or whatever. So he's like, yeah, one moment. So at this point, my boyfriend, he's getting frustrated. Oh, y'all, my lighting is actually changing because the sun is going down. So let me switch modes. But where was I? Okay, so he's just like, hold on one moment. So we're waiting there and it's like, y'all, literally 20 minutes has passed by. So I'm like, F this, I don't need this. This customer service is terrible. Like, at this point, I just want my money back. Like, my man said he spent $90. So I want my money that's not my money back to my man. So I'm just like, can I just get a refund? So She Tried It comes out and she was just like, a refund? I put your order in. You just told me you wanted your order exchanged. And I'm like, you didn't speak to me about that. You didn't tell me that. You didn't say anything about that. You just took my food and you left. And she's just like, I said okay and I took your bag. I'm like, well, you didn't translate that. Like, you didn't say that. Like, I don't speak attitude. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just want a refund at this point. And she was like, well, we have a no refund policy. And I'm like, well, where does it say that in your store that y'all have a no refund policy? Because if it's not placed or put up on your website or in your store, then there's no policy. So now I'm going on their Instagram, I'm going on their website, because I'm talking y'all not even knowing if there was a policy or not. But all I knew is I didn't see it on any of the four walls. So I'm like, where's the policy that you cannot get a refund? I never heard of anything like that. Like, I never heard of anything like that. And y'all keep in mind, She Tried It she's a bit older. I want to say at this time, how old was I was like in my early 20s, like 22 this time, and she looked like she could have been like maybe like 28, 29, maybe 30-ish or whatever. So I'm asking her, can I get a refund? She's like, it's against our policy. I'm sorry, but we don't give refunds. And now I'm talking ish, but I'm just saying it out loud to other people around. And they're like, yeah, she told me that too. They told me that. I'm like, well, they told you that, but I'm not, no disrespect, but I'm not y'all. So I need to speak to a manager. Like, I need to speak to a general manager. I need to speak to somebody above you. So she's like, hold on, I'll go get your manager. She walks back to the back, y'all. She comes back with another lady. The other lady attitude is just as worse as hers. She's like, I am the manager. I am the manager. We have a no refund policy. We have a no refund policy. So I'm like, there is no way impossible y'all have a no refund policy. There ain't nothing on the walls. There's literally nothing on the walls or whatever. So at this point, they keep telling me like there's no refund policy. And like I said, y'all, I'm not budging. One, you already disrespecting my man by having him wait an hour in here. And he didn't, like, you didn't even greet him. Y'all just disregarded him or whatever. Then y'all have all these other people in here waiting around for Lord knows what. So they're trying to service other people while I'm kind of being argumentative in front of the desk or whatever. So they're like, they basically tried to give somebody else their order, y'all, but I wasn't not moving. Like, I wasn't leaving without getting a refund. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna need to speak to your manager's manager. You're like, baby, we just gonna go up the hierarchy. Like, I need to speak to somebody that's over you because I need a refund. So she goes and get another guy. This older white guy comes from the back, and he was just like, he didn't say that it wasn't their policy, y'all, but he never said that it was their policy. He just said that at this moment he didn't have the authority to give out any refunds or whatever. Like, he basically was trying to play word games with me, and I was like, well, I'm not leaving or whatever. So she comes from around, bitch tried it, she comes from around the counter or whatever, and she was just like, you need to leave. And I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. She's like, you need to leave. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm waiting until I get a refund. So at this point, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, all respect has went out the window. So I'm talking my ish and I'm telling them, y'all, unprofessional. Like, you don't even own this business. What makes me really mad is when people misrepresent people company. Like, the owner of this seafood restaurant, they probably will be pissed to see the way that y'all handling stuff. Like, y'all are gonna go out of business. So I'm talking my ish and I'm like, yeah, y'all will be out of business by tomorrow. Like, you don't have no customer service. Like, if you didn't want to work today, you could have just, I'm yapping. I'm like, if you didn't want to work today, you could have stayed home, or you need to find a new job because your attitude is stank or whatever. Mind you, I don't know why she came from behind the podium to address me, y'all, but she did or whatever. So at this point, I'm still standing straight and she's standing like beside me, but she's facing me. She's like this beside me and I'm still talking my ish or whatever. She was like, well, you're not getting no refund. You mad? You need to go home. Like, have a good night. And I'm like, I'm not leaving. Like, I'm not leaving. And then I'm like, what do you want to do about it? Like, what do you want to do about it? Because you, like, what are you going to do about it? And she was like, oh, don't try me on my job because I'm getting ready to clock out in 10. I said, all right, well, then clock out, honey, clock out. And she was just like, I got bond money. I don't. I don't. But try me. So she's screaming to the top of her lungs, I got bond money. I got bond money. I don't care about it. I got bond money. And I'm getting ready to graduate and I don't have a job. Like, I don't got nothing to my name. Like, I don't got nothing to lose either. So what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do? So now I'm screaming, asking her, what does she want to do? She's like, I get off in 10 minutes. I'm like, I'm off right now. Like, what's up? What do you want to do? So when we screaming, literally going back and forth. And at this point, my boyfriend's like trying to pull me back because she's literally right here. I'm right here, and I'm not gonna hold y'all. When it comes to people being in my face, I will be the first one, y'all. I would be the first one to swing. But instead of me swinging on her, I just pushed her because she was, baby, you in my personal space. So I pushed her back or whatever. She goes back behind the podium. She starts taking off her, Then her other manager was like, this not worth losing your job over. She's like, no, because I'll be out by the morning. I got bond money. She's doing all of this yapping, doing all of this talking. At this point, I'm like, I'm getting my money back one way or another. If I have to dispute it with my bank, call corporate, however I have to do it, it's going to be done. So at this point, my boyfriend, he has got to that point where he's teed up too, because on top of all of this going on right now, the food that was supposed to be, I can't even talk, y'all. I'm getting mad all over again. But the food that they so-called put in an order for, that food didn't even come up yet. The whole time while we having this altercation, making a scene, nobody else food has came, nothing has came up. So at this point, they were the older white guy. I don't know his position at the establishment, y'all, but he was just like, I'm gonna have to call the police. And I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to calling the police, it always seemed like the person that didn't call the police first, they end up going to jail. So I go ahead and say, no, you're not. I'm gonna beat you to it. So I call the police, y'all. I step outside and I call the police because I already told them I'm gonna get my money one way or another. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna have to get it from her paycheck, from my bank. I don't care who I have to get it from. I just know I'm gonna get it. So I step outside because, like I said, we are inside a restaurant. It is loud in there and it's a whole bunch of stuff going on and people are talking in the background or whatever. So I go ahead and go outside. I call 911. They're like, what's your emergency? I'm like, it's not an emergency. I just need a refund. They're telling me that they can't give me a refund. The cop on the phone, the dispatcher, she just like, ma'am, that's not an emergency. I'm like, I know that it's not an emergency, but it's about to be an altercation up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in a record in before we take it there or whatever. Cause I was pissed off, y'all. So they were just like, all right, we're gonna go ahead and send an officer out. So while I'm outside on the phone, y'all, they're inside. She's calling the police or whatever. But at the time, I didn't know that she was calling the police, because the older guy, he did threaten to call the police. But I was already thinking that I was gonna call the police because I was gonna dispute this, and I need records that I didn't get the service that I paid for. So I wanted to have a record of that. So I was already calling the police. I wasn't calling the police because she was saying that she had bond money. I don't. But what's up? So the cop pulls up, and it just so happened that 2 cops pull up at the same time, y'all. I'm thinking these cops came together. When they get there, they're like, who called the police? I'm like, I called the police. She's like, no, I called the police, because she was in my face. I'm like, how was I in your face when I was behind the podium, but you came around the podium to address me when you could have stayed behind the podium? So he was like, oh no, we didn't come together. Somebody called me at this time. Somebody called me at this time. So apparently we both called the police, y'all. Like I said, I like to be the first one to call the police. Even if I'm in the wrong, I'm still calling the police. So the cop is getting my story or whatever. My boyfriend is writing a statement telling them what happened or whatever. I'm speaking to another cop telling them what happened, because it ended up being like 3 cops. 2 came together and another one came by himself, y'all. So she's giving her statement, and while she's giving her statement, she's telling the cops that that she got bond money. And then the cop is like, we don't want to send anybody to jail. We don't want to arrest anybody. We just want to go ahead and get to the bottom of this. At the end of the day, y'all, they end up telling me that it was a silver matter. I would have to go to court or go through corporate to get my money back or whatever. They can't force them to give me a refund if they're saying it is their policy. My whole thing was, I felt like she was being nasty and she was misrepresenting the establishment. And the crazy thing was, y'all, well, let me not even skip there, whatever. They get my statement, they get her statement. She's telling the cop that I threatened her, and I'm like, y'all hear that she's yelling that she gets bond money. I didn't threaten her. I just said, what's up? Like, what do you want to do? Like, you off work now. You was hollering that you get off work in like 10 minutes, 20 minutes ago. Like, what is up? You off work or whatever. And if you ever been to, what is it called again? Wow, it's called Wild Cajun Crawfish and Oyster Bar. It's basically like in a corner parking lot. Like, there's other businesses there, but the other businesses are closed, y'all. It's just that restaurant in the corner or whatever. So one of the cops basically told me, because how she was acting all rowdy when the cops was there. Like, I know how to act in front of authority. So I get in my car, me and my boyfriend get in the car, and I immediately, baby, fingers are like this. Y'all, I'm gonna put the screenshot of the review that I put on there 5 years ago. It's a lot of grammar errors on there, y'all, but it's simply because I was pissed. You know how I couldn't even get my thoughts together, y'all. I just start typing everything. So I'm on there talking my ish, basically saying, do not go to this establishment. This is the worst establishment ever. They're unprofessional. The food is nasty. They'll be out of business in 5 years. And look at God, they're permanently closed, y'all. They're out of business. And I'm sure it's due to the customer service. Like, people they do have a lot of good reviews on there. They have like 3 stars, but at the same time, the bad reviews really outweigh the good. So after I get done doing my review or whatever, I'm in the car with my man and I'm reading all the reviews. And y'all, I'm not the only one with this problem. Several people have left reviews basically saying how they told them that, what did they say? They had to wait 2 hours to get 12 oysters. The servers are not good. They walk past them. Like, customer service, it literally just wasn't there. So everybody, the problem that I had with them, people had wrote that review like 10 times. So I should have just read the review. And after this situation, I started reading reviews online. But y'all, the story time not even over. That was just the icing on the top of whatever, how she tried to get me arrested by telling the cops that I threatened her. But like they said, it's a civil matter. Like, they can't force you to give me a refund. And you also don't have no witnesses showing that I had pushed you. But I did, y'all, because she was like right here in my face. So fast forward or whatever, I'm pissed off or whatever. So yeah, I do take it to social media. I'm basically just telling people on social media, like, this is the worst place. Don't eat at Crawfish on South Monroe Street or whatever. I put it on my Instagram. I at the restaurant, y'all. And that's just that. I'm just like, don't eat on there. That's like if y'all go on y'all Instagram and y'all at Instagram, y'all at YouTube, y'all at Twitter. You're not gonna expect them to respond. But y'all, why does this lady, Miss She Tried It, she responded off of the business account. The next, oh, also that same night, I also did indeed write corporate that same night. Woke up in the morning after writing that review on Instagram or whatever, just basically telling people like, do not eat here, their food is disgusting, like she ruined my night or whatever. And they didn't add me back, y'all, but one of my followers on Instagram, I don't remember who sent it, but somebody screenshotted their story on their business page, their business account, y'all. They went on there and they put all money is not good money, y'all. And they didn't add anybody, but they put that on there, and it said that it was posted like 12 hours ago. So she or somebody at their establishment put that on their business page. And to take it a step further, y'all, they took screenshots, and I left my review that night. They put screenshots and they put it on, they screenshotted my review and they put it on their Instagram or whatever, and basically like replied to it. Y'all know those businesses that give like nasty reviews where you'll be like, oh, worst customer service ever. They'll comment back and be like, oh, I'm so sorry you feel that way. It's just like, be sorry that your customer service was sorry. Don't be sorry that I feel the way I feel. Just do better. They basically had like a nice nasty like reply to my reply. But y'all, the lighting is just throwing me off. I'm starting to look like Michael Jackson. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this story time here. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I will see y'all in my next story time. Peace. And if I left anything out, please comment down below, because I feel like I rushed this just because I decided to record once the sun was going down, y'all. But yeah, media room is gonna be coming really, really soon. But yeah, mwah.